Okay, here's the reason why your horse misbehaves in situations like vet visits or farrier's appointments or similar, what I call real life situations. The reason why your horse may try to resist deworming, or the reason why your horse may try to avoid an injection when your vet comes to take a blood sample from them or to vaccinate your horse. Your horse may do their best to avoid this situation from happening. And I know what you're thinking. That horse is naughty. That horse is just disrespectful. They don't respect me or they don't respect the person of a vet. I have to show them who's the boss. I have to teach them respect. But this is not what you should do or how you should be thinking. And I'll tell you why. The number one reason why horses, quote, misbehave in situations like vet or husbandry procedures isn't because the horses would be stubborn, naughty, disrespectful, impolite, you name it. The main reason why horses behave in the way that makes taking care of them difficult or even dangerous is that they are unprepared. They are unprepared, yes. And as a vet, as a trainer, I have seen this many, many times. I have seen this more often than not. And that's why I decided to specialize in equine cooperative care and taking care of horses and other equines without unnecessary stress in general, which doesn't only mean that I train them and I have trained people how to train their horses to cooperate, but it also means using other ethical science based techniques to get horses used to basic vet procedures as you go. So, if your horse misbehaves in these situations, chances are they're unprepared. Now, let me ask you one question. If you had a completely green horse, maybe possibly a feral horse, would you ever put a saddle on that horse, expecting that once you put a saddle, first, that the horse lets you put the saddle on, and once you put the saddle on, that the horse immediately turns into a seasoned, bomb-proof horse who you can take to the show the next day? Would you expect something like this to happen? I think you wouldn't. And especially if you are a skilled equestrian who works with young horses or who potentially works with problem horses, you wouldn't do anything like this because you know that maybe the horse can tolerate all of this. There are horses who could definitely be surprisingly well behaved, so to speak, in situations they are unprepared for. But this isn't what would normally happen. This isn't how 100% of horses would behave, right? And you know it. But still, what most of us do is that we do exactly this when it comes to situations like vet and husbandry procedures. For some reason, we wouldn't put a saddle on a completely green horse, thinking that the horse will immediately turn into a reliable riding horse. But we think that, of course, the horse will tolerate an injection. Of course, the horse will let us check their eye. Of course, the horse will let us check their wound or clean their wound or something like this. Even though the horse has hard time standing still, just standing still for a longer period of time. And now we want them to stand still for like 10 minutes straight, maybe more, so that we can clean their wound. So think about it. Just think about it. The number one reason why horses misbehave in situations like vet procedures is that they're unprepared for these situations. They're unprepared to handle these situations without unnecessary stress, and many times they don't know what to do. They don't know what to expect, even if in our head we have the story, right? We know exactly what is going to happen, and oftentimes we kind of know what to expect from our horse. I said it like this because many times we define the behavior that we want our horse to do as I don't want my horse to do something. I don't want my horse to lift their head anytime I want to check their eye. Okay, that's what you don't want. But what do you want? What behavior do you want? If you know how to define the behavior that you want, you know what to look for and you know what behavior to reinforce. Okay, so that was an important tip for you to focus on what you do want your horse to do in situations like vet and husbandry procedures instead of what your horse shouldn't be doing. So let's normalize getting our horses ready for vet and husbandry procedures in the exact same way that we are getting them ready for riding or groundwork or different activities that we want to do with them and that we want to do safely. Let's normalize equine cooperative care to become an essential part of every horse's education because, as a vet and as a trainer, that's what I honestly think it should be. I see cooperative care as an essential part of every horse's or every equine's, for that matter, education. If you take your time to get your horses or your mules or your donkeys ready for the basic healthcare procedures, your vets and your farriers will thank you. And if you want to learn the principles, I have a free online course for you that is called The Introduction to Equine Cooperative Care. You will find the link below this video. And also, every once in a while, a few times a year, I open my signature program that is called the Cooperative Care Intensive, where I will teach you how to train your horses or your donkeys or your mules to cooperate in the most common healthcare procedures, such as deworming, injections, eye care, clipping, spraying, and more. I will also put the link below this video, and another cohort of this program is opening in September 2026. So, if this is something that you think will solve your problems or your horse's problems, go for it, sign up for the waitlist so that you don't miss it, because it is a live online program where I give feedback on your training videos, and it means that the spaces are very limited. It opens for just a few students at a time. So I will also put the link to this program below this video, and I hope to see you there. Thank you so much for listening. Don't forget to subscribe to this channel and see you in the next video.